The United States faces a severe housing shortage. In fact, it may well be our #1 domestic issue. Since the year 2000, growth in housing demand has far exceeded growth in housing supply. Housing costs have increased faster than household income, and access to affordable housing and home ownership options for American families has decreased. Unproduction of housing impacts every corner of the nation. This also includes rural areas and smaller cities who need affordable housing to attract businesses and ensure that residents can live affordably. The combination of a national supply shortage and the escalating cost of home construction is raising awareness of new construction processes, materials, and technologies that can deliver housing in an affordable way. I support housing that's safe, I support housing that is decent, and I support housing that is affordable. Safe, decent, and affordable housing by nature includes basic resident protections to ensure that housing does not become unsafe, indecent, and radically unaffordable. One example of housing innovation under consideration today is manufactured housing. I've spoken with the Manufactured Housing Institute, and I'm very, very interested in how we can work together to expand safe, decent, and affordable housing options that protect residents. More than 20 million Americans live in manufactured housing. Manufactured housing is typically used by low-income families, seniors on limited incomes, people with disabilities, and those living in rural areas and small towns. The next generation of manufactured housing is more affordable. It is faster to construct, and it can be built to be energy efficient with little waste due to factory precision. There is value in reducing barriers to the adoption of many forms of affordable housing innovation in a responsible way. That includes in urban areas like Kansas City, Missouri, which I represent, and like Little Rock, represented by the chair of this committee. But let me be clear. President Trump has put forward a skinny budget that would defund federal housing programs and threaten millions of Americans with housing instability in the middle of a housing crisis. No amount of innovation will offset the impact of the president's skinny budget if implemented or harmful executive actions. It is not a skinny budget, it is a starvation budget. The irony is that Congress is incoherently discussing how to increase affordable housing supply while discussing the elimination of key housing programs. This includes a 44% cut to HUD, including programs that directly support the adoption of housing innovation and supply. Additionally, tariffs, I agree with the Wall Street Journal, make building all types of housing more expensive. Democrats will continue to defend federal programs and put forward solutions to housing crisis. Senator Warnock, and I have introduced the American Housing and Economic Mobility Act, which would build nearly 3 million new housing units. I believe it is also the best interest of the country to find bipartisan agreement where possible. And I've appreciated the engagement of the chair of this legislation on a bipartisan interest. I look forward to today's hearing. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.